Thank you for coming back to my channel, or visiting my channel for the first time, or watching a video of mine for the first time. I'm going to show you how I saved $700 on books. Because we all know what time it is. It's August, which means school starts and fall starts pretty soon. And unfortunately, the bad part is the school starts. And with school comes textbooks, and with textbooks comes a hefty price tag. So I'm going to show you how I went from $1,000 price tag to 70% off of that. So the first thing you have to know is that you cannot use financial aid. The reason why you can't use financial aid is because we're not going through your school system to do this. It should be pretty obvious. We're not. That's the normal route. We're going through an unorthodox route to get these prices really low. Secondly, you're not going to get a physical copy of the book. There's an exception to this rule. Most of these books are going to be PDF copies, electronic copies, which makes it a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier to sync, but there is an exception. Some books, for whatever reason, are not made into PDF copies, so therefore the seller has to ship it to you. I mean, it's not as cheap. It can be cheaper, but it's not as cheap, and that goes to my next point. If it's a physical copy of the book, even though it's cheaper, it's going to take a lot longer than Prime or Amazon Prime, Chegg, or any of those other sites that ship physical copies of books. If you want it fast, I mean, you can pay the extra amount faster. I don't necessarily know how much that costs extra because I normally don't do that. I normally get my books 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time, so therefore I don't necessarily have to worry about the time. So now you understand why this may or may not work for you if you have those circumstances. So what are you going to need? You're going to need a credit card or PayPal, some form of electronic payment, because like I said, we're going to buy these books online. Pat, I swear to God, you always do this when I'm making videos. And then you're definitely going to need a computer, laptop. You can use a tablet, and actually that's one of the things I would advise, because the tablet, if you're so used to reading books, then you're probably going to be used to carrying around something portable. Here you go. My favorite type of tablets are these kinds. The iPad Pro, the one that comes with the pen that you have to pay extra for, which I would never pay extra for, so I'm never going to get an iPad Pro. You can use the Windows Surface, but you're too damn expensive. I went with a cheaper alternative and bought me a tablet, the Tab A from Samsung. This is like $100 right now. I bought it when it was pretty much new. Mine's is new. You can get it like $100, and they come in different sizes: 9, 12 inch, 10 inch. I got a 9 inch. This is what the 9 inch looks like, and then I got me a keyboard cover. If you watched some of my other videos, you've seen this tablet before, just so that way it makes it easier to read your book. Now this other item that I'm going to tell you to get is completely optional. I would never get it. I would get it if I was writing notes and I want to print out notes later, which I do that in a different topic and form, but like I said, get yourself a binder if you wanted a paper copy of these books. Let's start off with, since we have everything we need, everything that you're going to need to know, the first step is to go to your school's website. School's website is the best place to know what school supplies you're going to need, if you're going to need access codes, particularly which ones. Then you're going to understand, like, when do you need certain things by this time. There's a lot of things. And then also with your school, they're going to say that they're going to give you discounts. So if you don't have a lot of time to get these books, say it's Saturday and you need to get the book by Monday, then you can go to your school's website. You can probably order online. But if it's some reason you have to have a physical book, or there's no electronic book available, then you're going to want to go to your school's website. So I'm going to show you this one example of the book, and then at the end I'm going to show you my price tag, what I had, which is like $1,000, and how much I paid for all books, which I think was like 7 items, like access codes and books. So here I am going to my school's website, and I'm checking out the list of books I need. I put in my classes, and this is what they're saying, this is how much it's going to cost, and this is the list price. And so they're saying that they're giving me a discount. So the main thing is, from this book, you want to make sure you, in a Word document or a piece of pen and paper, you want to write down each, you want to write down your ISBN codes for each book or whatever books you need, because that's another good way for your school to tell you what books are optional or which books are mandatory. So you write down your ISBN code. I'm gonna write down my Fundamentals of Nursing ISBN code, and then I'm gonna go to step 2. Okay, so step 2, you're gonna go to this website called selectbooks.com, and I know you might think this is super obvious because you cheated the system before with using SelectBooks. Let me tell you something. I don't directly use SelectBooks. SelectBooks is just a reference tool for me, so that way I know what I'm getting into and what I'm looking at. So after you go into your school's website, sometimes the school doesn't give you all the information, like they don't give you the image of the book, they just put it in a list format. And then sometimes, like I said, they have special packages from the publication company that has a particular access code, and SelectBooks will break down the ISBN code for that particular package, or I just use it for reference and to look for a picture if my school didn't put up a picture or which access code I need. Time to move on to step 3. So step 3, we're on to step 3. So you have your name of the books, you know what copies you need to get, you know what particular access code you need to get if you need one. And then you can also see if it's a lab manual or just the book itself. That's a good thing to know because the pictures will tell you lab manual or book itself, but sometimes the names of the books are very similar, so you know what to look for. It might have like a little slip on the top of the book to say, hey, lab manual, not the actual book. Then you want to type the name of the book into Google. So you can see me doing that now. And then after you type the name into Google, after you type in the name of the book into Google, do not type in the ISBN code, because a lot of these websites that I actually use, they don't put that in the description so it doesn't pop up into Google Shopping or Google Books or whatever. Just type in the name of the book exactly as it reads on SelectBooks or exactly as it reads on your school's website. And then you're going to go to shopping, and then you're going to click on the link with the cheapest and then the one with the most link. Now it may say, oh, $52, starting from $52 from Able Books or something like that. That's not true. That is not fucking true. That is not true at all. Like seriously, that's not fucking true. Click the link so that way it expands. Make sure it expands. And then you can see that it says $56 at the top as if it was the cheapest, and then you read more, and there's one for a total of $46. That's from an obscure website, that obscure website I use. So it says ecreator.com/blah blah 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 blah. I use that website, and so here you can see me kind of going into that book and then clicking it, and I get a really cheap price for it. So it's always good, and that's how I found my cheapest textbooks in general, is by going to Google, typing the name, going to shopping, and then clicking by clicking the cheapest. Okay. So that's how I found my cheapest textbook, is by going to Google, shopping, typing the name of the book exactly as it appears, and then clicking the cheapest link. Now you might want to know, why did I go to SelectBooks? Well, because when you click on a $9.49 book, you open the page up, it's not the right edition. And so it shows you exactly what you need to look for. So step 4 is to go to Google Book or playbooks.com. I'll put the link in the description below. And then you want to log in, and then you're going to upload a book. So that way you can use it across all your devices. So then another thing to just put out there while you're searching in Google or whatever like that, if you type in the book's name and the PDF and just do general Google search, a lot of times if your teacher is not picky or whatever, or you're okay with using like the not so latest edition of the book, a lot of times you'll find free books. And this is just for general. Say if you just want to learn a language, you'll find like very cheap books or free books by just typing the book's name PDF. So here we go with the list of books that I bought and how much I paid for them. So remember, my listing price for all these books was $1,000. Okay, $1,000. Fundamentals of Nursing, I got it for $26.99. So Taylor's Clinical Nursing School, the actual book, I got it from eCreator for $9.49. The checklist I got from check.com for $10.99. Then I got Taylor's Video Guide to Clinical Nursing Skills Online Software from Amazon. Access cards are hard to find, especially if you have an obscure publisher like my school is going through. It's really hard to find. The list price was, I think, $114. Amazon sold it for $105. The Nursing Diagnosis Handbook, an evidence-based guide to planning care, I got that for $8.50. Physical Examination and Health Assessment Laboratory Manual, I got that for $28.99. Then Physical Examination and Health Assessment, just for the regular book, would have been $23.99. And Docu, I got that for $49.03. And I'll put all the links in the description below if you want to buy those books. Total for all 7 books was $263. Oh, and before we go, there's a website that I want to show you right now. Here we go. Here's the website. Bonanza.com. So eCreator is a good website to go to. Bonanza is a good website to go to if you just want to skip step whatever. If you want to skip all the steps and go straight to this website to check them out. They have some really cheap textbooks. I got one book from Bonanza for like $3.25. Like, it was really cheap, and it was the newest edition of books. So thank you guys again for watching, and like and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you for watching that video. I really hope it was really awesome. But if you want to subscribe, click over there. And if you want to watch the last video, click over there. Okay? Don't get too crazy.